Abbie Dagrin, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be doing a video on basketball player and basketball star Stephen Curry, and I'll be explaining his natal chart and going through each part of the signs that are in each part of his natal chart. I'll be explaining why a lot of the sign placements and how they contribute to a lot of his success, and his personality and the way that he acts and the things that he does. So grab a snack and get comfy while we dissect his natal charts. Please stay tuned for the rest of my video. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling and this is your sign to become a part of us. So hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos. Also, share this video with any basketball fans or anyone who you know would really love this, or anyone who's interested in astrology. Also, like this video because I know you guys will love it. It's going to be very interesting. And also, comment down below any person you would want me to do the natal chart reading on. So let's get right into the video. So Wardell Stephen Curry was born on March 14th, 1988, so this makes him automatically a Pisces. And him being a Pisces really shows his very emotional side and his humanitarian side at times, because he participates in a lot of efforts in order to help people. He donates to a lot of organizations, and he also is a spokesperson for a lot of issues that happens around the world. So that's something that Pisces love to do. They love to speak for other people, and they love to encourage others, and they love to help people. So him being a Pisces and his actions and the things that he does and the way that he talks really shows that he represents the Pisces sign very well. A lot of people have said he's a very nice person, and that's another trait of being a Pisces. So him being a Pisces and his actions go hand in hand. Next would be his moon in Aquarius. Someone who has the moon in Aquarius tend to be very smart, very friendly, very approachable, open-minded. They really love to socialize, and they're a humanitarian, and they're very observant. So these signs really do explain and very much describe Stephen Curry. He is a smart person. He is very friendly and approachable. A lot of people have said he's very nice, he's very approachable. He seems like a very open-minded person, and because he's very friendly and approachable, he does like to socialize. If you see him on the court and if you see him sitting on the sidelines, you guys see how talkative he is and how he likes to talk not only to his teammates but also to his fans. And he is a humanitarian because he really loves to give back to the community. I think he even has a few organizations, so that shows his humanitarian side, and he really does match that Aquarius moon and all the traits and energy that comes with it. Next would be his Mercury in Aquarius, and someone who has a Mercury in Aquarius, they tend to thrive on being different from other people, and they're very confident that their point of view is a correct one. So if you look at Stephen Curry, a lot of people talk about his height, and when you're a basketball player, they tend to be very tall people, sometimes even 7 feet, but compared to regular people, Stephen Curry is very tall. He's 6'3". However, on the basketball court, that's not the ideal height you want to have, but he has been able to change the basketball world through his height and through his techniques of having the height that he does. And it shows how different he is from other people. He's also one of those players who's not that serious and loves to play around. And he also says that he's religious. So that's something that's not really common with basketball players. However, he's different from the others, and that's what makes him unique. He was one of the first players to be with Under Armour. Everyone else does Nike. And the success of Under Armour with their collaboration with them is unmatched. So he is different. And I know that he thrives on that because of his Mercury in Aquarius. Next is Stephen Curry's Venus in Taurus. Someone who has a Venus in Taurus tends to be rational, and they tend to be predictable when it comes to their love life. They love to have comfort rather than chaos. So, as you guys see, he is married to Ayesha Curry, and they were in a relationship from a very young age, and they knew each other from a long time. I think they started out in church and they were able to build a relationship to the point that they got married. So you guys can see that he did choose comfort over chaos, because he could have chosen someone who was in the industry or someone who is well known. However, he chose someone who he really loved and really respected, and he saw someone he can create a family with. So him having a Venus in Taurus shows and is apparent that he married Ayesha Curry. Next will be his Mars in Capricorn. Someone who has a Mars in Capricorn are very strong and hardworking people. They desire wealth, success, and they also desire power. So you guys can see that Steph Curry is a hardworking person. When a lot of people are at home, basically, taking a break from the season, he is in different countries teaching other children how to play basketball. He has his camps. He also, when he broke his ankle a few times, was working hard so he was able to play again. Also, when he had those broken ankles, made sure that he did all the exercise needed so he can become better, so he was able to go back and play. He is one of the most injured NBA players, but he was able to create a name for himself and was able to have a lot of success and wealth and power. And this is evident by his work ethic. Next up is his Jupiter in Taurus. Someone who has a Jupiter in Taurus tends to have a cautious nature that helps attract good fortune, along with their hard work and dedication. So, in regards to the cautious nature, that means that they make sure that they have deals that really benefit them in their favor. And you guys can see this with Steph Curry, because when there was someone, I think it was Nike, he offered something and they said no, so he went to a different place, just because Nike is a very popular sporting goods. They have a lot of popular shoes, but he was like, you know what, if you guys can't offer me what I want, then I'm really not going to stay with this or deal with it. So he went to something else, and he has been making so much money with Under Armour. And there are a lot of business moves that he's made, and this has helped him attract good fortune. And he is a very hard worker, and he is very dedicated. This man has a lot of shows. He has a lot of things that he's doing, so he's very hard, and this explains a lot of where a lot of his wealth comes from. Next is Stephen Curry's Saturn in Capricorn. Someone who has a Capricorn in Saturn are very ambitious, and they will do their best to make it to the top of their field. And as you guys have seen with Steph Curry, he has basically made it to the top of the NBA, because I think he even beat one of his own records when it comes to three-point shooting. He's beaten a lot of records, and he's basically at his top prime, at the top years of his life. So that is basically shown by him working very hard and being very ambitious. And even though he's ambitious, he doesn't let that get to him or try to put other people down. He's ambitious, and he tries to work for himself and make sure that he's accomplishing all of his goals and being at the top of the NBA. Next is his Uranus in Capricorn. Having a Uranus in Capricorn means that you're all about planning for the future, because they're the type of people that like to work now because they don't know what may happen in the future. So when they work at the moment, they try their best to work as much as they can and as hard as they can, so they're able to save up money to save for their future, so they don't have to work in the future if they don't really have to. And making them automatic innovators because they'll try their best to make things so they're able to gain a lot more money. And they're also the type of people who try their best to think of their future children as well. They want to be able to have enough funds so their grandchildren will be able to live a very comfortable life. So with Steph Curry working as hard as he can, that's a sign that he is thinking about his future. Next is his Neptune in Capricorn. So Steph Curry has a lot of Capricorn in his natal chart. Basically like the other two, combining Uranus and Saturn. With this placement in Neptune, he tries his best to focus on how he can increase his power, his wealth, and his influence, and you're able to see that in a lot of the business deals that he's made lately. And a lot of the moves that he makes. He even had a Facebook show at one time. He even has a show on TV. He has a YouTube, which he uses from time to time. He may do pranks, parodies, or he may interview people on that. So he tries his best in any facet to use any type of platform to increase his power, wealth, and influence. Since he has a Pluto in Scorpio, he is part of the 1984 to 1995 generation, which are the millennials. So what they try their best to do is look into a situation deeper so they know what's going on behind the scenes. You can't just let them see anything without an explanation. They have to understand what's being presented before them because they don't take things at face value. They need to understand and know the meaning of what the thing in front of them is. You can't just tell them something and show them something and they just believe it. No, if you tell them something, it has to be explained. It has to be shown, and there has to be proof, and there has to be a meaning to everything that's being presented in front of them. Up next is his North Node in Pisces. People who have a North Node in Pisces, they need to work on certain areas in order for them to gain their hidden gifts. So he will need to learn compassion, being non-judgmental, surrendering his anxiety to his God, and because he's religious, freeing the mind through meditation and self-reflection, focusing on a spiritual pathway, trusting in positive outcomes, acknowledging the connection with the universe, and welcoming change. So throughout his lifetime, this is something that he will need to develop and need to work on. And since he believes in God, God will be able to help him develop these attributes and become the best version of himself that he can become. Next is his Chiron in Gemini. So sometimes he may feel like he's unable to clearly communicate with others or fit in socially. And sometimes he may have a hard time with believing in himself or in his ideas. At times he may try his best to feel heard or valued from others. And sometimes this is shown because he may be different from other people. So you could see this at the beginning of his NBA career. A lot of people didn't take him seriously, or a lot of people treated him less than because of his height or his background. And he was able to not really fit in with the NBA community. However, he worked hard, and then now he's one of the greatest NBA players ever. So he was able to heal from his situation. Stephen Curry's rising is in Leo, and people who have this rising, like himself, are very magnetic and they attract a lot of attention. They are aware of things that affect them and other people. They're generally optimistic and they're always trying to see the positive in every situation, and they always try their best to be the best that they can be. So with these attributes, he is very magnetic, and a lot of people are drawn to his personality because he is very confident in a way. He's very warm-hearted. He's very generous. He's very charismatic. And he's very independent. He's expressive. And he really doesn't care what other people feel about him to a certain extent, because he just has that charisma that a lot of people love when they see people. Lastly, we will be speaking on his midheaven in Aries. And I remember last week, or when I did another natal chart, I talked about the most successful midheavens. They are Capricorn, Aries, and Leo. And Stephen Curry has a midheaven in Aries. When you have this, you are fully confident, you're very courageous, and you're very particular when it comes to your career. You try your best to be as best as you can, and these people are kind of thrown into the spotlight, and they can have a career that they're very in control of things, or they have self-employment, and those could also lead to bigger opportunities. They're able to make their own opportunities, and if they are ever thrown into the spotlight, they're able to survive and they're able to make use of that opportunity. And we see this with Stephen Curry. Now that's all I have for you lovelies today in regards to Steph Curry's natal chart. Let me know how you guys feel about this series, and let me know how you guys feel about the natal chart reading on Steph Curry, whether you agree with it or whether you disagree with it. Or did you learn anything from this natal chart reading about Steph Curry that you kind of observed it, but you never understood why? Or did you learn something new that you never knew about him? All of my social media accounts are on the screen, and you guys can follow it. The link will be down below. Also, you guys can support me through PayPal, and that link is down below as well. Also, if you have not yet, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I upload videos. Comment down below, share this video with anyone you know, and I love you all. Please stay safe and healthy, and know that you are loved. Bye, lovelies.